In one corner, we have the Mad Titan himself, Thanos, the conqueror of the universe, armed with the power of the Infinity Stones. And in the other corner, we have the Man of Steel, Superman, Earth's mightiest hero with strength beyond imagination. The ultimate clash of titans. Who will come out on top in this battle between godlike power and sheer determination? Let's find out in the full fight between Thanos and Superman. Our story begins with Superman streaking across the cosmos, a blur of red and blue against the backdrop of distant galaxies. He is drawn to a disturbance in the universal balance, a disturbance that leads him straight to Thanos. On a desolate, wind-swept planet, Thanos stands silhouetted against the dying embers of a crimson sky. In his hand, he clutches the Infinity Gauntlet, each stone pulsing with unimaginable power. He senses Superman's approach and turns, a grim smile slowly spreading across his face. And then they meet face to face, two figures who embody opposing forces of the universe. The eternal struggle between ambition and restraint, power and responsibility. Thanos speaks first, his voice echoing with cosmic indifference. So the Kryptonian has come. I was wondering when you would grace me with your presence. Superman wasted no time. With lightning reflexes, he launches a barrage of punches, each one carrying the weight of a collapsing star. Thanos, however, is prepared. He deflects each blow with ease, his gauntleted hand shimmering with energy. As the exchange continues, it becomes clear that Superman's strength is truly formidable. He is a whirlwind of righteous fury, his eyes blazing with determination. But Thanos remains unfazed. He counters with a wave of his hand, unleashing blasts of cosmic energy that force Superman to dodge and weave. Yet despite his best efforts, one of these blasts catches Superman off guard, sending him crashing into the planet's surface. But Superman isn't one to stay down for long. He quickly recovers and finds himself locked in an intense battle with the Mad Titan. Now, Thanos decides to up the ante, drawing power from the Time Stone on his gauntlet. He manipulates the very flow of time around him, creating an illusionary landscape that shifts and changes with every passing moment. Superman struggles to keep his bearings, finding himself fighting against the relentless march of time itself. But his determination allows him to push through the temporal chaos. However, Thanos is far from finished. Drawing upon the Reality Stone, he warps the surrounding environment, transforming the landscape into a nightmarish dreamscape filled with illusions and phantoms. The fight takes on a surreal quality as Superman confronts creatures of pure thought and emotion. Yet even here, Superman's courage does not waver. He fights not only for himself, but for all of creation, refusing to let Thanos extinguish the light of hope. Amidst the shifting realities, Thanos, confident in his overwhelming power, finally reveals his strategy. "You cannot win, Superman," he says, his voice echoing with the weight of ages. "I am harnessing the power of the very universe. Your efforts are futile." As if to prove his point, Thanos unleashes a torrent of cosmic energy, each blast carrying the destructive force of a supernova. Superman, battered yet unbroken, gathers all his strength, summoning a solar flare from the depths of his being. The flare explodes outward, momentarily pushing back Thanos' assault. But Thanos' power is relentless. The Mad Titan's assault is relentless. The blasts of energy collide with Superman's defenses, shaking the very foundations of the illusory realm. Seeing the strain on Superman, Thanos presses his advantage, intensifying his attack. "Yield, Superman," he booms, and end this pointless struggle. Resistance is futile. But Superman, though wounded, refuses to surrender. "I will never yield to tyranny," he responds, his voice ringing with defiance. "No matter how powerful you are, Thanos, I will not let you destroy everything." And with that, Superman gathers the last of his strength for one final stand. The tide of the battle shifts once more. Superman, drawing upon the last vestiges of his strength, calls upon the sun for one final surge of power. A golden aura envelops him, amplifying his strength and determination. With a roar that echoes through the cosmos, he retaliates, launching a devastating counterattack. The air crackles with energy as Superman's blows land on Thanos, each strike carrying the force of a nuclear explosion. The Mad Titan staggers, his cosmic armor dented but not broken. Seizing the opportunity, Superman goes all out, unleashing a flurry of punches and kicks that bombard Thanos, forcing the Mad Titan to the brink of defeat. Yet Thanos, even in the face of such overwhelming odds, refuses to give up. Summoning the last of his strength, he retaliates with a final blast of cosmic energy. The attack catches Superman off guard, sending him crashing to the ground. And there on the shattered landscape, both warriors lie wounded, their bodies bearing the scars of an epic battle. Thanos, weakened but resolute, looks upon Superman with newfound respect. Despite his injuries, Superman manages a weak smile. "Never give up," he whispers, no matter how dark things seem. His words echoing the indomitable spirit that has made him a beacon of hope for the universe. With Thanos defeated, the Infinity Stones scattered across the battlefield, Superman knows his work is not yet done. He must gather the stones before they fall into the wrong hands. But as he rises, tendrils of darkness wrap around him, pulling him towards the ground. Weakness, despair, fear, all the negative emotions Thanos had used to amplify his powers, surged back, threatening to consume him. However, Superman, summoning his inner strength, fought against the encroaching darkness. He knew that true strength lay not just in physical power, but also in one's spirit and resolve. Slowly, he began to rise, pushing back the shadows. As he regained his footing, he looked up at the heavens. He reached out, his hand glowing with the light of 1,000 suns. A surge of cosmic energy coursed through him, rejuvenating his strength. With renewed vigor, he turned back to the battlefield. His eyes, blazing with determination, scanned the surroundings for the Infinity Stones. As Superman continued his search, he found the Reality Stone nestled amidst the ruins of a shattered building. The moment the stone touched his hand, its power surged through him, offering control over the very fabric of reality. Next, he located the Power Stone hidden beneath a pile of debris. As he grasped it, its immense power flowed into him, augmenting his already formidable strength. His quest led him further, and he discovered the Space Stone embedded in a rock monolith. With this stone in his possession, he could traverse the vast expanse of space at the blink of an eye. Time Stone, however, proved elusive, its location concealed by the shifting sands of time. But Superman, undeterred, delved deep within his own Cronell essence, aligning himself with the very flow of time. And suddenly, as if guided by destiny, he felt the Time Stone's presence deep within the core of the ravaged planet. Finally, he located the Mind Stone, pulsating with ethereal energy within a collapsed chamber. Its power surged through him, enhancing his mental faculties and telepathic abilities. Last but not least, Superman sought the Soul Stone. It was hidden in a pocket dimension accessible only through a portal disguised as a simple puddle. With each stone secured, Superman stood tall, radiating the combined power of the Infinity Stones. Thanos, witnessing this from afar, realizes the tide has turned. Even in his weakened state, Superman's inherent goodness amplified by the stones makes him an even greater threat. Thanos knows he has underestimated the Man of Steel. With the Infinity Stones in Superman's hands, the battle has taken a dramatic turn. Thanos, realizing the gravity of the situation, takes a step back. Despite his best efforts, he knows he's in over his head. Superman, on the other hand, remains steadfast, his gaze fixed on Thanos. He knows that the fate of the universe hangs in the balance, and he won't hesitate to use the stones to protect those he holds dear. And that's the end of our superhero slugfest. So who do you think would win in a rematch? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching this epic battle between Thanos and Superman. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more superhero battles and epic showdowns. Want to see more superhero battles? Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an epic showdown. Who should we pit against Superman next? Let us know in the comments.
You've entered the zone. For more, like, share, and subscribe. Our watch is never ending.